Matt had brought up the button cell batteries. If you have kids or pets, make sure that they don't get those, because that will kill them.
Keep them stored in a safe place.
The fatality rate on ingested button batteries is like 80%. I mean, it's like really bad. Like once you swallow it, there's not a lot they can do, and it just like cooks you from the inside out. It's pretty horrific. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast if you like stuff that isn't made for engravers. That's what we're talking about tonight.
All right, first thing on the list, scissors.
Holy shit.
You ever need to cut some stuff? Scissors.
Scissors. Get some scissors in your house.
You got somebody who's coming at you? Half a pair of scissors. It's a shank. It's a box opener.
Why do you have that?
I use it for a box opening tool. It broke one day when I was cutting stuff, and I was like, "Oh, box opener."
Why don't you just have a box cutter?
I got one of those too, but
or you can just have a real box opener.
I also use that for back scratching. Don't worry about it.
I am in the dark. I and my wife is probably going to hear this for the first time on air. Sorry, but I think I dropped my car off for a state inspection today with my phone in it, and that's the only way I can turn these lights on and off, so they're off today.
#1 tool for non-engraving: your phone.
Your phone. I don't have one. It's
You get a phone.
so yeah, those are off. My bad. Kyle ran away. Yeah, what's up, guys? How's it going in chat?
It's going.
How you guys doing? I have a really, really long list, and it's all linked up with Amazon stuff. That's what I've been doing for an hour for interested parties. But before I get into that, because I know you guys probably don't have nice aggregated link lists, I'm curious about what you have. What are your favorite non-engraving tools that you have in your shop? What's up, Derek?
Magnets. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Magnets.
dude. Yo,
by the way,
let me tell you about magnets. I love magnets.
Yeah.
Are those magnets?
These literally box of magnets.
Michael Mullins had a magnet. He probably still has it. It was like 2.5 inches in diameter, and it would like break your fingers between it and whatever metal you were putting it on. I don't know why he had it. I don't remember, but it was like a violent like magnetism level. It's pretty intense.
Good Lord.
I'm gonna have to ask him about it. Who's going first? I mean, I can start just going down the Amazon list if you guys want me to.
No,
but
I got a bunch of stuff sitting here.
Yeah, I want to hear about it. So, guys, look, the whole reason that we're talking about this today is because I have been renovating the shop, and rather than like working on this build out kind of evolving around lasers, it's kind of revolved around non-lasers, because I feel like that's my bottleneck right now personally, is that I can engrave anything in the world. Lord knows it. I can laser everything from the most volatile, dangerous of plastics to the most common metals, no problem, pretty much with my eyes closed at this point. But after that's done, I can't really do anything. I don't have any skills or like tools to do anything else to those items. And that's something that's really been bothering me. So I've been working on kind of upgrading my weak areas, and I've been trying to pick up a lot of like carpentry tools and wood and metalworking tools to try to hone those skills and get better at that kind of stuff. So that's why we're talking about this today. And that's why I have so many links to share with you guys. It's stuff we've never really talked about on the show before, because it's stuff I've never really used before. I don't know how to use half the shit on this list that I have today. And I'm excited to learn about how to use them and what they're for. But a lot of it, I was just kind of taking shots in the dark. So that's why we're on this topic, just to give a little preface to where we're headed today. But Matt, you had a tool. You were holding it up.
Yeah, I'll hold up what's literally on my desk, which is a lot of stuff because, as you guys know, I don't clean up real great when I work, so I usually keep everything within like arm's reach. So the very first thing that's on my list, and if you've got it on your Amazon list and you want to show what you got, I literally use this thing all the time. I bought 2 of this one. It's just a little cheapy guy called a Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
but I think this is the one off of our buying guide.
Digital caliber.
At one point, it was. And it's really nice. The other thing that I have is literally like a 30 pack of batteries for these things. So that's another thing you should buy because they cost, like, if you go to the store and try to buy the little tiny batteries for this, like in a 2 or 3 pack, they're like $8. For $12, you can get like 25 of them, and you just keep it in the drawer next to this thing because if anybody's never used one of these things, the caliper will literally just randomly like turn on, like when you put it down, it'll just zap on. You can't see the sun, but there it goes. And it just sits there for days on for some reason. And then when you finally need it and it's Christmas time and you've got that one weird object that you need the perfect diameter of, it ain't happening. So definitely get the batteries for that. Let's see. Another thing, this little guy, right? Little tape measure. You guys can stop me, but this is a really good one. It's magnetic, and I use it like so. Basically, it's on the post. Oof, can't do anything right there. It's on each one of my posts. I've got one of these that I usually keep it, and so this one actually has diameter on one side, and then it's got like flat measuring on the other. And then what's nice about it is it just sticks right there, right?
I like that one. I need a link to that.
Yeah, that one's pretty dope. I don't know where I found it. The other thing that I've got, believe it or not, I keep this around. So this is actually an oil canister. I know you're like, where the fuck did that come from? But I keep this thing around because sometimes like the lenses are just too tight. They get hot, they get cold, they're a pain in the butt. And if any of you have unthreaded your lens with your coupler, that's a whole pain in the ass when you're in the middle of trying to do a couple hundred of things. So this little guy is, I think this was from Harbor Freight for like $3, and it's just one of those things that you can get a little torque.
I'm not gonna lie, that literally looks like some kind of weird auto asphyxiation tool.
Multi-tool. All right.
Tonight's gonna be full of innuendos.
I don't know about Windows, but he'll get up in it. Screwdrivers, right? This is one of those things you should always just have a Phillips head and a flathead laying around. These are magnetized ones because if you've ever been working on something and you drop one of the screws down into your devices and you're like, oh crap, right? So there's that little guy.
Matt had his coffee today.
Yeah, I just had a Mountain Dew not too long ago. But compressed air. And then the other thing I would say too, I've got a Polono printer. I think that's one of the things that we added to the list because actually I remember I added that one to the list for shipping labels. And then what's really cool is you can just print right from your desk. The other thing I've got is monitor stand. So literally like having your 2 monitors raised up off of your desk so that you can have, it literally gives me about 8-9 more inches worth of space back underneath my my monitors to work and have things. And then the other thing is the camera. Like have your camera, I mean, it's right in front of me for now that I'm using it, but have a camera ready to either take a video, to take a picture, to actually like have all that kind of stuff with you. Lens wipes, right? So this is a really big one. All the time when you got schmutz on the laser. My gosh, so many things. Yeah, I mean, that's what I got for now.
Cool. Like 5 of those things were tools, but it was nice to hear about. It's nice to hear about your mess. I appreciate the mess tour.
Listen, there's so many things here that are good. You don't even realize. Like this mountain. No, I'm just kidding.
This Mountain Dew.
This Mountain Dew can. This tab actually a conductor.
If you want to feel as excited as Matt does right now about the podcast, you should go visit our sponsor, Johnson Plastics Plus. Yeah, they have a lot to be excited about over there, including a lot of non-engraving tools, like really fancy Hotronix heat presses for hats with dual platens and autoclams. I don't even know. What is an autoclam? Somebody, I think it was Vinny, was talking to me about an autoclam earlier today, and I don't know. Or was that you?
No, that was Vinny.
Was it Vinny? What the fuck is an autoclam? I don't even know what that means.
So the pink non-engraving tool that you made fun of, that's my heat press,
Yeah.
It's literally like the CP912 or whatever, like, but basically it presses down, but it's a manual press, right? Like literally you can control the pressure, you can't, but it counts itself down and then it beeps, but it'll literally stay closed. And autoclam, you can basically tell it to hold, like basically pull it down, and once you pull it down, it'll basically
it just goes beep 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 and like comes
yeah,
up.
it's pneumatic. So like a lot of times you have to use a compressor for some of those where literally it actually goes down and then comes up on its own. So you press the button with like a pedal. And it goes.
I guess I did know what that was, but I didn't know it had a name. That's fun.
Yeah, and then I've got the hat press and the 3D printer, and then I got a new 3D printer that I'm going to learn about. So there you go.
Yeah, you were a sucker for the Bamboo Labs hype. Go ahead, say it. I got it on Facebook. It was $600.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's up, Chuckles? What are you doing over there? Did you come on? Did you come on tonight to talk about your extensive wrench collection?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
These
bro.
are non-engraving tools right here.
Yeah.
I thought
Dude, you know what?
I'm going to do this.
Wrenches
I'm not
this
gonna
big as
lie.
my-
They're not on the list, but like I finally bought like some wrenches, like a little mechanics kit, you know, where they just come in like a neat row and it's just like one wrench is a wrench and that's all it is. It's not like a crescent wrench or an adjustable wrench or anything like that. It's literally just like a kit of wrenches. So useful. So nice to have. I really like my wrenches.
I was doing one of my live streams, and somebody mentioned, I can't remember there's a name for the tool, but it's like a low profile ratchet, and it takes like 1/4-inch drive tooled bits, but it's like this thick and they go through it, so you can like fit into real tight spaces.
Oh, nice.
And that thing's really handy if you have to take apart like your galvo head, like remove it from the top fixture. Or like when I use my Z table for getting like into that tight spot to ratchet in the Z table and get it bolted down to the bed, the thing comes in really handy. And that was actually one of the things that I had on my list, because it's actually a pretty helpful tool that's gotten me out of some tight jams a few times. So,
dude, I was trying to take apart my Cricut last week. I don't know if you guys saw the YouTube community post I made. Think such a piece of shit. But at one point you have to they expect you to stick a screwdriver like up inside the housing and undo like zinc screws from the inside of the machine. And if you know what a Cricut is, I mean, that's like 4 inches of clearance max, probably less. And I ended up using a ratchet with like I took a screwdriver bit from like a screwdriver set and I like got it into a ratchet and like stuck it in there, and like that's how I got them undone. But yeah, dude, that's super cool.
You could have used a hammer, which is another non-engraving tool.
Oh, it ended with the hammer, which we'll talk about. That's on my list. But yeah, dude, that's a cool item. What else is on your list, man?
I have a few. Another thing that actually got me out of a jam this past week was a rotary tool. So like the little handheld rotary tools you use like to polish or grind or whatever off of things. And I had a guy drop off. He wanted these 4 5-ounce silver bars engraved with stuff for his best man at his wedding, or his groomsman rather. So he dropped that off and I did the engraving. I filled it in with liver of sulfur, and I had a little bit of extra time before he was going to show up.
Wait, rewind. What did you do with sulfur? What?
With silver, trying to get a black mark on it's a little bit difficult. You can get like a gray, and that's about it.
Sure.
Laser. So I used the black tape, and engraved through that, and then painted on the liver of sulfur and let it sit for a few minutes, and then rinse it all off and peeled the tape.
Liver of sulfur? Is that what this?
It's what brass black does.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah, so it's an oxidizing agent that's good for all silvers, sterling, 999 silver.
Does that work hella good?
Works really good.
Do you have any? You don't have any. You can't. You don't have anything to like show. I just want to see what it does. Well, that's all right. Got to add that to my buy list too.
Yeah, I mean it's
going to be expensive for me.
It's like $12 for a little vial of it, but a little bit goes a long way too. So
yeah, that's sick. And the tape did a good job, like keeping it from bleeding out.
It really did. The first one I didn't do it, and I just kind of tried to paint into the grooves. But then the second and third and fourth ones, I just put the tape down, and there was a little bit of bleeding around the edges, but for the most part, it kept it from oxidizing the stuff the tape was covering. So just a light sand, and it was good to go. And he wanted a brushed finish anyway, so the sanding wasn't that big of a deal.
Nice, dude. Yeah, and by rotary tool, we're talking about like a Dremel. Right?
Yeah, like a Dremel, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I think mine was like a Temu special that my mother-in-law got me for Christmas last year, and it sat for months, and I didn't have any use for it. Then I think I've used it like 4 times in the last month.
Dude, my worst Dremel is the actual name brand Dremel that I have, and then I've got one that came with like a bench grinder that I got. That's pretty good. So it like plugs into the side of it. That's also on my list. I'll show you later. And then the best one that I have is one by Ryobi, and it takes the 18-volt Ryobi batteries.
Oh,
so you can just like pick it up and fucking carry it around. It's so sick, dude. But yeah, Dremel, that's a really good suggestion, bro. That's a super good one.
Stuff.
I will say, when you don't need one till you need one, but when you have one, it opens up a lot of options for you. Growing up, I had a Dremel. Yeah.
A Dremel? Yeah, dude. Oh my god. I have ruined so many things with a Dremel.
When I was growing up, like when I was a Cub Scout and we were doing like the little derby cars things, I would use one of those to kind of like cut out sections and modify mine. And I didn't know what it was called back then, so I used to call it the Zip Zip.
The Zip Zip,
because that sounded
or
zip.
Oh, hey, look, it's the Ryobi Dremel that I was just talking about.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this is one of the first things I bought when I laser engraved, and it helped me pay off my first laser because exactly what Alex said. I would go to IKEA and buy the $5 cutting boards that were like, the size of your palm, basically, for like $5. And then I didn't have a sanding tool anywhere in the house besides just the manual sander. So this little bit right here, I would use to grind off the word IKEA from the bottom, and then I would engrave it, and it'd be like $25. You put the name on there like Anthony, and then it's like $25 for the board. Is it? So yeah. This thing.
But then that would be engraving, so it wouldn't be a non-engraving tool.
Yep. It was actually an engraving tool.
Kyle, you are a little quiet, just to back up Vince's. Just a touch, but a little quieter than usual. Do you want to go? You can go ahead and derail Anthony from his list and talk about the things that you scavenged from around the shop. I saw a hammer.
I don't want to hammer at home.
Anthony, dude, I just bought one of those.
Rubber mallets are so good when you're working with acrylics, when you're working with anything like that you're putting together, and you need a little bit of force, but you need to be gentle, right? Genteel. So this with the fiber, the microfiber cloths, just to kind of keep it from making any marks. It's a good one. What do you think, Anthony?
I love it. I have a wooden mallet that I got from Goodwill because I love shopping at Goodwill. But it was like an old school rubber mallet. It looks like the hammer of Thor. This thing's huge, but it really works great. Yeah.
Dude, I just bought a nail gun for reasons, and like a framer, like a real nail gun.
Brad nails.
And while I was there, I fucking walked past the rubber mallets, and I was like, oh my god, I've needed a rubber mallet for like 5 years, and I bought it. I just bought a rubber mallet.
The other two are. I don't know. This is my third one.
It's just such a random thing. That's so funny that you pulled that out, because
this is just bought one. Some guy who's a real mensch, right? Anthony.
I heard he collects wrenches.
He's a mensch with a wrench. But yeah, so this is Anthony's Beam It Up laser tape. And honestly, I use this for a couple of things around the shop. So whenever I've got something and I'm trying to just lay it down flat and keep it from moving but not making a mark, really good for that. When you're working on getting your lenses corrected, when you are like, I have a couple of power cords that needed to be like gap taped down. And this is the wider tape. This is the 4-inch, right?
Yeah. 100 mil.
So 100 mil. This is great. If you need to just take care of anything, it's really good for a lot of different things, and it's tears easy. So you don't need, like, that's the thing that's nice about it. It's almost like duct tape and electrical tape and Scotch tape had a baby, it mixed that up somehow magically, and it's really good stuff. So
Can you hear me better now, by the way?
yes.
Yeah.
I really like that 4-inch for doing corrections, and I really like the standard width one for doing like making sure that full wraps are meeting at the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, I heard you had a good source for this tape. Where can people find that?
Beamituplasertape.com. The 100mm just got back in stock a couple weeks ago, like a week and a half ago. So yeah, you can buy.
Did you sell out of it?
Yeah, I was out of the 100mm for like a month, but luckily I'd already placed the order, so I got a new batch in a week and a half ago-ish. So
Nice.
Yeah, heat gun, dope.
Yeah, so this is super useful when you are engraving the ammo cans. Those stupid, if any of you have ever tried to take the sticker off of an ammo can, instead of it ripping into shreds and being such a huge pain in the butt, just kind of light it up for a few seconds and do this. If you're working with acrylics, if you have edges that don't look crisp, you can literally kick this up on high and crisp up those edges to where it looks kind of like a little waterfall, which is pretty nice. And then talking about going through the Ryobi store the other day, I don't know if I got this from that store from Home Depot, but this little guy is dope. So this is like a multi-directional light, right? It's like 400 lumen. And then when you're trying to work, so this is when I was replacing my water. Oh my gosh, what was the water sensor, right? In the tank. This thing, you popped it in and you can face it any direction you need to. And it was pretty awesome. So just saying, good lights.
I have one of those made by Porter Cable that I got a long time ago. And
Me too. I have
great,
a Porter
dude.
Cable one. Yeah.
So just lots of stuff you don't think about that are super nice.
The heat gun, I feel like I don't use it for like project stuff very much, but like I use it for a lot of weird things that I don't have good examples of right now. I use it a lot though. I hold that thing more often than it's kind of like the rubber mallet. Like I don't know when I'm gonna need the heat gun, but then like I need it regularly for weird random things. And I'm glad I have it. Heat guns are also really good for drying paint. So if you're painting anything, yeah, I mean, you got to keep it low, but
I didn't know they had white rubber mallets. You must go to the fancy store.
Dude, the one that I bought yesterday from Home Depot, I think it was Husky brand, has a white like face and a black face. It has both.
You guys think this is a Harbor Freight special for $2.99.
Also, earlier, and Miranda would be upset at me if I didn't mention this, but earlier, wow, that black does really look good. You sent me a picture. Is that black on silver? That's the stuff?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was I talking about?
Black on black or black on white hammers.
And Miranda would get mad at you about something.
Oh, if I didn't mention, Matt had brought up the button cell batteries. If you have kids or pets, make sure that they don't get those because that will kill them.
Keep them stored in a safe place.
The fatality rate on ingested button batteries is like 80%. I mean, it's like really bad. Like once you swallow it, there's not a lot they can do. And it just like cooks you from the inside out. It's pretty horrific. So lock those up. And when you dispose of them, make sure they're disposed of really well. My go-to is usually to take the button cell and I put it in like duct tape, and then I wrap the duct tape around it before I throw it away. And that works pretty good. So yeah, just be careful with those because those things can be nasty.
See this?
Miranda just bought that. Miranda has one of those. It's in the closet. I forget why she got it. I think she got it for the pets to like file their nails down.
That's going to the shop.
Yeah. All right, what else is on that list, Anthony?
A good soldering iron. So that's something that has gotten me through a couple like projects where I was trying to mess around with like LED lighting and stuff inside of a, like you can get like a shadow box and do like a mirror engraving and then do like perimeter lighting with the LEDs. And most of the time you have to buy them in like 3 or 6 foot lengths. So if you trim that down, then you can just solder the wires back together and boom, you're back in business with the LED lights. So
Very smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Was that
Um,
the end of it?
I have a few more. I mean, Matt touched on the calipers, but a good like a rotary tool, not like a Dremel, but like an actual rotary. So there are a multitude of sources out there, and a lot of them are like cross-platform that you can use with your CO2 laser. You can use it with your fiber laser, and I mean, cups are really still, for years they have been, and they're going to continue to be, I think, for a long time, bread and butter for a lot of people. So if you want to do a lot of cups, you got to have the right equipment to do it, especially if you're trying to do wraps like Kyle was saying earlier. You want something that's good in precision, and you're going to be able to have like a high repeatability rate with too. So have a good rotary tool. I really like my X Tool RA2 Pro that I have for my diodes. That thing is, when all else has failed, I know I can slap a cup on that, and I have good settings with the diode if I'm like striking out with my fibers. And so
Yeah, that's sick.
I think that's
Good
pretty
shit.
much shoot through most of what I was able to come up with off the top of my head.
Nice. Kyle, you got a couple things together? You got any suggestions?
Yeah, I do.
You need a crock pot.
You do need
Keep
a
yourself
Make
lit.
sure you get a drink fridge with a minimum of 57 Red Bulls.
Just to make cocktails.
Curl up with your Red Bull and a good book and a puppy. Take a day for yourself.
My puppy is laying on my feet right now. First thing I was thinking was a good deburring tool. So you typically see this like to deburr the edges of metal or like pipe. Plumbers use them for pipes a lot. I like them for taking the edges off of plastic or metal. It really helps a lot. And especially if you're working with like freshly cut metal from like a supplier, and it's not already like post-processed like goods that are just being engraved and sent out the door. It can be really helpful to take off burrs that can actually be very sharp and very not awesome.
I was reading chat and I missed. Are we just like a regular deburring tool?
Yeah, just a deburring tool.
Yeah, nice. That's a good one.
You can
I
get
don't
them
think I have one of those.
I have a link to a good one I will drop for you for the list.
Okay.
Courtney got one for me 2 Christmases ago, I believe, and
Nice.
it's been very helpful. A 3D printer, because I create a lot of tools and jigs with mine, so it's very helpful. I would mention, I'll mention it. I have a Trudon 2.0 that I'm upgrading to a Pro. I still don't entirely know how I feel about it because I just haven't run enough stuff on it, but I'll get to doing a video about that at some point. Melamine sponges are on my list.
Oh,
hell yeah.
So they're very helpful for cleaning stuff off, particularly tumblers that you're removing powder coat, but also like the woods that use those really, really tarry glues that kind of stick to the surface, especially if you're not a fan of masking, because I don't like peeling stuff off after I put it back on just then. It seems redundant to me. I'd rather take a melamine sponge and a little bit of degreaser and just rub it off.
I really like melamine sponges because I feel like normal cleaning apparatuses like destroy the thing that you're trying to clean as an act of cleaning it. And I feel like with the melamine sponge, the sponge destroys itself.
It's like a sacrificial
as the action. And it's super effective.
Yep. Same thing as magic eraser, like Derek said. It's just the generic version of that. So you're paying like 10 to 30 cents each instead of like $1.50 each. And you can get them in bulk. You can get like 50 of them for like 10 or 15.
I got a 50 pack like bag of them off Amazon like 2 years ago, and it's still got like almost all the sponges in it. So
I got a 25 pack, like whatever the last Amazon deal thing was. I used 2 of them.
I got it off of the list that you had ages ago. I bought like I think it was either the 50 or the 100, whatever you had back on the list ages ago, you know?
Mhm.
And I got cup order after cup order. And the nice thing is like like you said, when you scrub through them, like I feel like when you're doing cups, like the way I do it is I literally do it 10, like I go 10 times and then I turn the cup a certain thing, 10 times, but then I go horizontal and vertical on it. So that way you get all the crud off. I don't know if it's like an OCD thing, but I count and have like a whole little process. But like I destroy those things, but you don't feel bad, like you said, when they cost 15 cents versus if you went to Publix or Kroger or wherever you go shop and you spend $1.50, like Kyle said, you know, that's when you're like eating into profits. But when they're a quarter a piece or less, you know, you don't feel
I
so
really
bad.
like Derek's like pro tip in the comments. He said you can
yeah.
also use them for staining things, which is really smart. Yeah, I never would have ever tried that, but
No.
now I feel like I want
to get into small nooks and crannies where having the whole sponge, I will take a utility knife and chop it up into little blocks, and I'll kind of use them to get into the small details of stuff or around corners. Really helps too.
Nice.
Yeah, and the Scotch Brite comment there from Bunny. I like Scotch Brite, and then also for metals, I've been kind of getting into like the steel wool too. You know, like a coarse and a fine, and being able to use both of them. That look is like growing on me pretty rapidly.
By the way, two more things above. Somebody mentioned, oh, here it is, Bunny Washer. I thought it was him. Said Direct Tools is where you can go get the Ryobi stuff. They own the store and they're cheaper than Home Depot, but be careful with that. Some things, yes, some things, no. They're batteries. Like, so if you do have Ryobi stuff, like I know Alex and I love Ryobi. I think Kyle's got,
I've got Ryobi and DeWalt.
Yeah, DeWalt. That's right. You fancy boy. Anthony, what are you rocking mostly?
I have a mix of Ryobi and the Porter cable stuffs.
So, but that's one of those things, like the batteries, I found they actually charge more there. So that's the kind of thing, like do some comparative shopping. But last thing I'll mention was the sublimation printer that's over here. That's definitely on our buying guide and something that I've actually been doing pretty well with lately. I got some Christmas ornament orders and I did some ceramic ones and I have pictures of that I can show you guys. But basically, it's great, man. Like we made this thing for Miranda. Miranda won the soccer MVP. So way to go, Miranda. We did that ages ago with me and Kyle live. And then just saying, so this is one of those things for like a quarter's worth of ink or 50 cents worth of ink and like a $7 blank. You're selling this thing for like 40, 50 bucks. So
that's something you can grab from our sponsor.
Yeah, JP Plus. But then the heat tape. So this is a heat tape holder, which is really nice. It's weighted. So it basically you can get this little guy and it saves you a whole bunch of pain in the butts when you're trying to.
Wow, that looks like straight out of 1987. That's crazy.
Yes, I put this next to my dot matrix printer. Very
It looks like it came from next to a dot matrix printer.
Well, it's because this thing has such a wide diameter, and then on top of it, it has to be weighted down because you have to like yank the crap out of this to make it go. So, anyways, I feel like that's the majority of my stuff.
Word.
The only other thing I was going to mention was a good knife, like a utility knife where you can replace the blades. It's very helpful, especially if you don't want to be dicking around with sharpening knives, like your personal knife, and you sharpen or you engrave knives for customers, so you don't want to use those. So the utility knife is handy because you can just swap out the blade when you need to. You can take the blade out and use it to scrape like residue off of stuff like acrylic as a flat edge or glass. It's very handy. It's a utility blade. So
very nice.
I have like 5 of these strewn around my shop, including the one I did for the video. I actually have 3 more of those. I have like 4 boxes of blades, and I use them very frequently. And they're cheap.
They are indeed.
Ooh, Michael just said clamps. That's something I just had to buy some of this week because I was doing a wood project that I needed to glue together.
I don't even think, did I put them on my list?
Even when you're doing like acrylic and you have like, you're just trying to keep stuff clamped together where you want it to like, I've used it when I've had acrylic pieces and you had to use the adhesive, you know, like that little liquid adhesive on the edges where you just needed to keep something lightly in place.
I didn't put them on my list, but I just got a bunch of bar clamps that I'm super happy with. They were the Work Pro brand on Amazon.
What you rocking there? Let's look at that bad
Super
boy.
nice.
Oh, that's a
I
puppy.
did.
That's not a clamp.
This was the thing I used the clamp on right here.
Nice.
So I've had a customer that I preach about this all the time. I had a customer that brought me some cups for their wedding, and I gave them a couple free bottle openers with a little logo I threw together for them. And then they ordered 70 of the bottle openers, and I put the bottle openers in a little cigar box that I engraved the logo on. And she's like, I want something like that, but bigger, that people can sign for like our guest book.
Oh, cool.
So I turned one cup order into the bottle opener order. And then this is kind of like a faux barrel head. And this is like $6 worth of just tongue and groove. I think it's like fur from Menards. I got it from Menards. And, I've double upsold them now. So, but that's what I used the clamps on that today. So.
Sick.
Yeah. That's
I'm going to start my list. I have some visuals because I actually did my job, unlike some people.
At 8:59, I said, "Did you link the show so that anybody knows it exists?" Then I heard,
so I got this, and it's the best thing that I've bought in a really long time. And I buy a lot of stuff, guys. I have always just like a touch of buyer's remorse every time I get a new piece of equipment. And when I got this, like the second I got out of the box, I felt nothing, and it was amazing. This, if you're listening, we're talking about the Elegoo. It's the Saturn IV Ultra, and it's a resin printer. It's an SLA, so it prints upside down out of goo instead of filament. It's unreal. It's like the stuff that I have printed with zero skill whatsoever, with out of the box settings, no configuration. I mean, like, seriously, like, I'm blown away. I've printed a new Game Boy like shell housing for my Game Boy, just straight up. I found the file on Thingiverse and I printed it, and it just like appeared in front of me. There's no lines like on an FDM printer where you can see the layers. It's just like wild, dude. It's really, really cool. If you are wanting to get into 3D printing and you have absolutely no idea how to do it or what to get or how to execute, I highly recommend this printer to you, because that's me. I'm describing myself. I know nothing, virtually nothing about 3D printing. I have an FDM that 3D Print Farm gifted me like 2 years ago that I've never touched once because I had to level the bed, and I don't know anything about filament, and I just couldn't spend the time like learning how to do it. And I literally plugged this thing in, and I had a print in like an hour. I had a print coming out of it, and they have all come out pretty much flawlessly. I'm finally now starting to get to the point where like the prints are becoming complex enough that they do require some supports, especially because it prints upside down. So as it prints, things tend to droop because of gravity. So you really do need to kind of make sure that you're supporting them properly to avoid that. But I'm only making it as difficult as I'm making it, and I can kind of choose the difficulty based on the thing that I'm trying to print.
Question from Gretch down below says, how are the after printing steps, like cleanup? And I think with resin, you have to cure it, right?
So I actually came prepared to talk about that. So Elegoo sells this really nice kit. It's called the Mercury XS, and I use both the wash and the cure station. And so I don't want to get too into it. It's not a 3D printing episode, but my basic workflow is I will run the print, and when the print's done, we get it onto a cookie sheet, and it takes a bath in just a tub of alcohol. I just filled a literal like storage tub with alcohol, 99% IPA. And so it gets a few dunks in there. I try to like rub the surfaces down with my hands to get any residual resin off. Then it goes into the wash station. That's that first block back there. It's really cool. It like spins around and like mixes the water and agitates it for you. And most people fill that with IPA, but I've actually been washing my prints with a resin detergent that works really, really well, especially after the pre-wash and the IPA, and it lasts longer than the alcohol. So I wash it there, and then it comes out, it gets a post-wash in a separate storage tub of 99% IPA. So it's getting like a second dunk. And then after that, it goes to drying. And then once it's dry, you know, I just have like some cookie sheets stacked up, like the stacking ones. Once it's dry, I go ahead and I throw it in the mercury to cure, and I take it out and it's perfect. So that's kind of my basic workflow. It's a little involved, but it, you know, within like the week, maybe my first week, I was just kind of bopping through the steps, and now we go from printing to you know, having like a cured final product very, very quickly once the print is done, because I've gotten used to doing it. I can't even read all these comments. There's so many.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of showing what people were saying in case people are listening to you, but kind of listening and reading, because it's all good stuff. They were just saying like people were talking about the differences between resin and the filaments, but then resin, who someone is definitely an expert, and then we got 3DHP who's here too. Resin was saying you just need to make sure you wear your PPE and get to really clean prints. Use an old toothbrush while in the alcohol bath and get really smooth results. So
yeah, I actually already have, I have like literally right, you can't see it, it's super dark in here, but I have my first chemical burn from where the resin bit me already, which is unpleasant to say the least. But yeah, we have 6 mil nitrile gloves that we use now, and I'm always wearing glasses, which is nice, but I also got Rhiannon and I like lab goggles from like high school chemistry that we wear in front of the printer now, especially when we're unloading prints. I don't always wear the goggles, but I always wear them when I'm unloading prints, because you're sitting there with a metal scraper on the print bed trying to like jam it off, and it's happened a couple times already where like you'll hit it, it'll pop off, and there's just so much residual resin left on the print that it just like splashes, even if it's not, you know, even if you're like breaking the print off onto something dry, it just, the force from it like hitting is enough to like throw droplets back up in your face. So I hit a couple spots on my face too, which was a bummer. So I very, very quickly learned that the resin is particularly nasty. I see the comment about the well-ventilated area, and we got the like Elegoo air purifier, which literally just like hooks up to the back of the printer and just kind of keeps like a negative pressure in the chamber and purifies the air. And that's been working super well. The reviews for it are terrible. If you ever like were looking at reviews for that, I mean, like I would never have got one if I had read the reviews first. But now that we have it and we have it set up, dude, like I don't smell a thing. It's awesome. It does a really, really good job. It's not bothering me in any way. Of course, the entire workshop is already negative pressure because we already have all of the fans going for the lasers. But, you know, I haven't been bothered by it at all. So that's been really great.
Yeah, so Bunny was just talking about maybe just using soap and water to wash the resin off, because ISO opens your pores and exposes you.
That's what we've been doing. That's a good tip.
Yeah, cool. Walter White from Sanix a while back. And then Resin said you need a Wham Bam flexible build plate that makes it easier to get the prints off the plate because it's magnetic. So that's
oh nice. I'll check that out. I saw a bust of
on the show
Grand Moff Tarkin that I really want to print. That's on my list. I just finished a dinosaur for Felix. He wanted like a T-Rex, and I need to assemble it now. But I don't want this whole thing to be about printers, but I've just had a really, really good experience with this one. So I wanted to share that because we haven't really talked about it on the show or on the channel at all, but it's been one of the things that's been taking up just like a ton of my time lately, is just kind of learning this machine. And it's just been so user and beginner friendly. And I've been really, really happy.
For those of you who don't know Alex, he's like, I'm never going to buy that shit. I don't need it. So for him to go from that to this, it must be something pretty decent.
Yeah, that's really good. And I have to thank Kyle for that, because that was at Kyle's recommendation. I was looking at much more expensive printers, and Kyle pointed me to Elegoo. and I'm super stoked on it, man. I'm really enjoying my time with it. But anyway, more tools, guys. Files.
Nice.
Do you own files? Because I didn't.
Yes.
And now I do. So I got both the full-size big boy files, and I got some little needle files, which have been really nice for 3D printing, actually, being able to like get in there and like file down little support nubs and things like that. So if you don't have files, grab some files. These were super cheap, but not so cheap that they seemed like garbage. And when they came in, I just unboxed these yesterday, and they feel like super sturdy and well made. So this is another thing. I was like pleasantly surprised by this. I didn't want to invest a ton of money in files. I don't know a fucking thing about files, but I wanted, to have some. And the fact that they seem really high quality to me after the fact was a bonus. So files. Do you guys all have files already?
Yes.
I don't, but now you're making me wish I did, because there's been plenty of times I've cut stuff with the laser and you're like, you want to clean up edges, or like I did that big bronze plate and you could tell they just like stamp cut it or whatever, or sheared it, because there was like that lip from the cut. And I spent probably an hour almost sanding that down flat, whereas something like that would have knocked that down a lot faster. So it's a good call right there.
The next few items on my list I got. So my brother wants to build a Dungeons and Dragons gaming table, specifically for playing Dungeons and Dragons. And he found like this like how-to guide online that gives you all the materials and tools and stuff. And, you follow it. And at the end, you have a table for playing Dungeons and Dragons on. And I wanted carpentry tools because I don't have anything for woodworking. Like literally the only way that you can cut wood in my shop is with a laser. And if you don't or can't cut it with a laser, it's not getting cut at my shop. So I figured I would get the tools. He can build the table or whatever, and then I would have a bunch of tools left over at the end, which seemed fine to me. So all of these next items I got all at once. I did my shopping again based on just what I could see online. I know nothing about these kind of tools, let alone how to use them or what they're for. But I read reviews and I tried to pick things that weren't absolute garbage. For all of the following, I went for Skill as a brand. It just seemed decent. And now that they're here again and unboxed, they seem super good. So I got a miter saw so that I could have a miter saw. It's gigantic. It's huge. I had no idea how big this was going to be. It's like absolutely massive. And it's going to have, we brought our old dining room table from home because we just got a new dining table finally after many years. So I brought the old dining table home, and that's where this is going to live because it's gigantic. I get that a miter saw is for like doing like joints for like things to meet up at an angle, but that's where my understanding of this equipment ends. So I grabbed that. I also grabbed this 10-inch portable table saw, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this one I get a little bit more. I understand it a little better, and I feel like this will actually be nice for cutting material down in the shop. And then I just grabbed some corded tools that I just didn't have that I feel like I should have, like a circular saw. I grabbed a jigsaw, which I've already used for cutting the slat board that we're putting up in the showroom. If you guys haven't heard about this, go check out like the most recent episode. The one I literally uploaded yesterday has a little preview of the new showroom that we're building, and it's got a bunch of slat wall in it. The jigsaw has been really useful for that. I also grabbed a corded drill. I don't own a single corded drill. And last but not least, this digital level from Skill looked really nice. And I have Jimmy's. So I've got a bunch of really small levels, like the Starrett that I use for laser things. And then I have this giant, like 8-foot long, like massive level that Jimmy gave me before he passed away. And that's it, like nothing in between. This is a 12-inch. It's got a nice little readout on it, and you can like tear it to 0, which is really helpful. So in a situation where you're trying to, like, for example, level the galvo head to the bed, you can set it on the galvo head and tear it and then set it on the bed, and it'll show you how much it's off based on its reading when it was on the head. which is super nice. And most of the digital levels that I've seen anyway are like crazy expensive, and this one was only $60. So that seemed like a good deal
By the way,
to me. So
Honey Washer's comment is very on point. As someone who's new to woodworking, use a push stick with the table saw.
oh yeah, for sure. I could totally do that.
Like the reason if you saw me giggling to myself is I'm literally sitting here thinking like Alex is gonna be like, "Hey guys, welcome to Laser Everything, the place where if you like 8-fingered laser bandits, this is the place to be," and it's gonna be thumbs up. It's gonna be thumbs. Like I'm just waiting for that shit to happen.
Super true.
God. He's gonna resin print himself some thumbs and be like,
Mike C was following up with that. He said, "Did you laser cut or 3D print a push stick for the table saw?"
"Oh my
Definitely.
god!" Yeah. By the way, a couple of people had said to grab this Diablo saw blade, so it's
Interesting.
I'm looking to. Oh, yep.
I saw a couple suggestions about getting a router too, which is not something that I'm against, but I feel like more so than anything else I've already like I understand a saw, like saw, chop, you cut the saw boy, but a router is kind of like that's
All right,
weird.
ready?
Like
I can explain a router super easy. Here's a spinny jig that spins real fast. You want to make something in a table like a bevel, it goes zzz, and on the side that gets rotary hit with it, it puts whatever shape the bit is into that wood all the way down like a channel.
It's for like finishing edges mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you wanted to have like a
Mhm.
beveled edge on something, so like the table that your brother's making, if you wanted to look a little fancier than just pieces of wood, he could have
Yeah.
like basically like a ducktail. There's all kinds of little shapes that have names, and it just blasts the wood off and makes it look fancy. So
Yuri says that I would love using a router.
yeah, it's cool, and you literally press it up against the rail. So it's almost like when you have your laser bed, you know, you put it up against the rail and you slide it across and through, and it comes out looking like a fancy piece of wood. So
Yep.
Hmm. Well, I will certainly look into that. So that's the skill selection, and all that stuff has seemed nice. So I'm pretty happy with those. I'm going to try to keep moving because I have a lot more to show, and we're at like an hour. I got this bench grinder. It's a Shop Fox, which is like a solid Chinese brand, and I've used their equipment before, and I've been super happy with it. So I got this guy. It's an 8-inch, which is really big, but I also got a smaller one that I will show you guys in a few. I could literally sit and talk to you guys about these non-engraving tools all night because I've got quite a few things. These things are things that I'm a little more comfortable with. Again, I don't want to get stuck on these for too long, but I did grab both of the Vever heat press options, the regular flat press and the hat press. If you guys own one of these, let me know how you like them in a comment after the show. And I got the 90-gallon Vever sandblast cabinet, which has been super awesome. Again, if I had read the reviews before I bought this, I probably would not have bought it. But after I put it together with a few comments that I read online on forums about just how to make sure that you get it sealed up properly, it is not leaking anything. It's
Nice.
It's a perfectly usable cabinet, and the negative pressure like dust reclaimer on the back works super good. So I don't have any complaints about this. It is definitely a situation where like a month from now I could be cursing to the gods that I have this thing in my shop, but so far it's been like really good. So I'll probably upgrade the gun at some point.
Yeah, just watch where you're aiming that thing, because my grandpa, he was a machinist. He had one of those, and that'll blast through those gloves real quick. So you gotta.
Yeah, I've been bit by him back from my Michael Mullins days. I've had a couple bites from
I'm gonna
a
tell you to
blaster.
go back to the hat press real quick because two people
already gone.
about it.
Denied.
So, so I was just saying, if you are someone who's looking at the list thinking, hey, maybe I'm gonna buy this tonight or in the next week, I bought one of those, and I think how much was it? That's why I was gonna say go back. I think it was like 120 or something.
Yeah,
Let's see.
That sounds about right.
But the thing is, I sold 4 hats. Sorry. So I bought it that week. A customer was looking for one more item as a gift for the captains of their team, and I said, I guess I can make you hats for like $25 a piece since you're buying 4 of them. And I think when I bought it, it was 120. And so literally that like that 4 hats, it was literally just leatherette patches that were pre-cut. Put them on there, boom. And they're still like a year ago, she ordered her stuff and she called me back today and wants to get some more hats. So definitely, if you're thinking about springing for it, Greg said that they have the clam, bever clam and hat press. Great, no problem.
Cool.
So saying.
Yeah, I got a combo. I got the mug press and the hat press. For the wife got the mug press, and I use the hat press. She uses it too. They're great. I think they work really well.
I will say there's been a couple times where like it didn't press the very first time, but literally I just turned the hat to where I put the edge of the thing right here, pressed it again for like 30 seconds, and it's done. No problem.
Chill.
So, just saying. Thank you, Resin.
I got a planer. I've wanted a planer for a really long time, and this one was reasonably inexpensive. It's certainly not the cheapest item on the list, but it's just like a control Z for engraving in my mind. You know, if it's not like a 800-year-old family heirloom and it's something like a cutting board, you know, or whatever, if it's got a flat top on it, man, you just push that shit through the planer and try again. And there have been many times, in fact, where I've asked other people that I've worked with to plane things down for me because I have not been able to do it on my own, and I've been lucky to have those connections to help me take care of that. But now I can do it on my own, and it reviews well. And again, it was reasonably inexpensive, so I grabbed it, and it's heavy and dope, but I haven't used it yet. But it's something that I grabbed, so you guys will probably be seeing more of that in the future. I also wanted a drill press, so I got a drill press. This is Vever's 8-inch version. I don't need a huge standing fucking 24-inch drill press. I got a tiny little tabletop one. It's like a little itty bitty baby, just so I can drill some straight holes when I need to drill straight holes. And it takes up like barely any space in the shop. It's just mounted to one of my work pro tables, and it just sits there, and it exists for when I need it. So I was stoked on this, especially because of the price. $99. Forget about it, dude. Like, I'm all in. If you don't have a drill press and you can get one for $100, dude, it's solid too. It's rocks. All this Vever stuff has been really good. And then I don't have a reasonable sander. Again, under $100 for a disc belt combo, and it's a 4x36 on the belt, which is great. It's like the perfect size for dealing with engraving stuff. So I've really liked this too. I've already used it a couple times, and it's been awesome. It's easy to find belts for, and again, it's under $100. So that's good too.
Vinny brought up a good point, and this was actually something I was going to ask you about too. Dust collection, because you've got a lot of like fine machinery. You've got like all kinds of like really stuff.
All of this stuff that I've listed so far works with my shop vac. So I've just been, you just pop the shop vac in, and they all have like built-in dust collection, and it all seems to work reasonably well. Again, so far, big asterisk on all of this. The last Vever item on the list, I have the big bench grinder, but this is a like jewelry polisher, so it's way smaller. It's only got a 4-inch disc on it, and you can see it's got the attached rotary tool that we were talking about earlier, which is super handy. So it literally will just use that drive, and you've got a rotary tool there, kind of like all in one. So it was really nice. $50. Again, I was just like, whatever, dude. Like, I'll roll the dice on $50, and it seems solid. It's like a solid little like mini baby bench grinder.
What's nice about that is that's one of those things when you need it, you're like, damn it, why don't I have it? But if you do have it, then you're like, oh my god, that was so worth the $50.
Yeah, even if you don't have the space for a big bench grinder, like this one has, this is the grinding stone on that side, and then it's got like a buffing wheel on the other side. And I haven't had any balance issues. It spins up really quick. So it's just a really nice little unit. And if you are limited on space, you guys know my shop is full of lasers, so I need all of this stuff to be like small. And so I got the baby bench, the baby drill press. I got the baby, grinder. I got the baby sanding thing, and it all fits together on one of my work pro tables. And I've just got like a nice little woodworking station now. So
Hearing protection, by the way, Vinny's
Yep,
mentioned.
it's on my list.
Oh, nice.
Also, guys, check out, if you don't have one, get one. They're scalpels. I saw somebody in chat talking about them earlier today. This is like my new best friend in the shop. They're so nice to have. 100 scalpel blades for $12.55. Dope. They are crazy sharp. They're super easy to use. I use a little, it's just like a tool slot station thing. So you just like drop screwdrivers into it or whatever. I just use that to keep the scalpel handles in, along with like some other like desktop tools that I use. And it's like my new favorite thing that I own. Like, of all the things on this list, I just have loved having scalpels around lately. Would recommend, especially because they're super duper cheap. I have a new favorite precision screwdriver kit. It's this one. It's super dope. I'm not going to talk about it for a long time, but if you still haven't bought one of these on my recommendation, go for this one instead of any of the ones I've talked about in the past, because I picked this up to get a couple extra bits that I didn't have with my other dude. Yeah, it rolls open. It's super nice. It's really, 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 really good for many reasons that we don't have time to get into today, but boom, there's that. All right, let's see what's next. We're moving faster here.
More scalpels.
More scalpels.
I literally can see you and your brother like planing like cutting wood, planing it, and then whatever's left, just like throwing ninja shuriken style,
scalpeling it away.
Yeah, and then I just picture Chris with like a scalpel on his leg, being like, "Oh god."
Couple organization things really quick. This tool organizer, Rhiannon recommended this on our Amazon Prime Day episode. And then after the episode, I was like, that looks really nice. Like, I kind of want that. So we got it and it works super good. All of my Ryobi, like 18-volt stuff, fits right on it. The only misleading thing is like how these battery chargers are powered. It's definitely not that clean and pretty, but it works super well. So I've been keeping all of the cordless tools down here, and then all of our like bits and stuff go on this little shelf. And then we have the chargers up on top. Super worth it. The whole thing's metal. I really like it. Another thing for storage really quick on this stuff, these pegboards are really nice. They clamp right onto the back of workbenches. So if your workbench doesn't have a back to it and you want it to have one, these have been really awesome. The pegboards themselves are metal, which is sweet. I thought they were going to be plastic, and they actually like came in and they were super heavy. And it's because they're all made of steel. Yeah, it's Vivo stuff. Also for around the shop, I haven't put these up yet, but they've come in and they're also super high quality. I got these galvanized steel pegboards that we're going to use for just the wall for putting like, you know, different tools and things on. And then for actually using all of that pegboard space, I would urge you to check out, and they have many of these from a ton of different companies, but just like these pegboard organizer kits, there's just like a billion things. The actual pegboards themselves come with some stuff, but like we definitely felt like we needed a kit. There's like a paper towel roll holder, among other things, little cups and hooks and gadgets and things. So those were just a couple. Oh my God, I'm running like my throat dry talking here. Those are just a couple organization things. I'm almost at the end of my list, guys.
I was so proud that I came up with a rubber mallet, and Alex is like, okay, item number 197. You go.
Okay. This is the vise I got for the drill press.
Nice.
I figured I'd show it. It's $25 and it came with the mounting hardware. So much stuff did not come with mounting hardware on this list that I'm talking about. This one did, and I'm super, super happy about it. So that's just super basic. I also picked a tape measure. I just needed one because I lose all of my tape measures. Somebody mentioned hearing protection. There it is. This is the one I went with. It was a 2-pack, so I would have one and Rhiannon would have one. I especially needed this for the sandblaster because the dust, like reclamation vacuum thing, is like painfully loud. It's so loud. So that's why I got them. But yeah, like in my skull. So I got them for that, but they've been really nice, especially when like using the jigsaw and stuff to like chop up the slat wall. They've been definitely getting use. So High quality. I recommend them. They actually look like they do in the picture, which you can't say about a lot of things. This is the this is the benchtop vise that I went with. Again, Work Pro. Came in. It's a solid like iron block. It's exactly what you would imagine it to be. Not much to say about that.
It's so true.
Also, I got a square. I didn't own a square, so I got a square. If you guys don't have a square, you should probably get one. I've also used this extensively since I bought it. It's like I don't really know how I did anything without a square before I had a square, and now I have a square, and I'm super stoked about it.
Just for putting stuff onto like jigs onto the table of your laser bed, like this thing is so worth its money.
Those style too, in particular, like the speed squares are really nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I got this because it looked interesting, but I haven't used it yet. But it's a 3D square, and I was like, that looks super useful, you know. So like while I was getting a square, I also got a 3D square because I don't know, it just looks like really cool and useful, and it's $10.
Yeah, so $10 done.
Somebody mentioned, I think it was Anthony, a nice soldering iron. The Ryobi one that I have is okay, but you can't set the temperature. It's just like a dial, and it's just min and max. And I wanted something a little nicer, and I've already used this multiple times, and it's been super good. The little hot air gun like turns on when you take it off of the like little rest, and then turns off when you set it back down, and you can set the temperature for both independently. So it's just been like a nice little station to have. So this was a soldering iron that I really liked. We're in the bottom of the list here.
I feel like this should be a Christmas episode.
Dude, I'm just like
this is all stuff I just want to send to my in-laws and my parents.
Right.
Because my dad will be like, here's $100 to Panera. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, I mean, I'll eat it. Fine. But still.
It's good soup.
Bunny's going to make fun of me, but I got the Cricut Joy Extra.
Oh,
which
talk about crickets with no shame.
Yeah, super dope. It works really well. It does 8.5 by 11 is its max size, which is all I really care about because I got it to make stickers, and it makes them real good. So I've already made a ton of stickers, especially like cool holographic ones. I've been having a lot of fun playing with it. And in order to print those stickers, I grabbed a couple new printers. I've got the Canon Pixma G5020. I picked this one specifically because, yes, I'm running out of vocal steam. I picked this one specifically because, yes, it is a like tank printer, but also because it doesn't have any of the bullshit I don't need. There's no scanner, there's no copier, there's no fucking fax machine on this thing. It literally just sits there and prints, and that's what I wanted it to do. Then I found out how crazy a resolution you can get from laser printers. Did you guys know that laser printers go up to like 1440 DPI? Because I didn't. That's fucking crazy. And they work really well on vinyl. So if you want to print on vinyl, something like this, the Canon Color Image Class, again, chosen because it does not do anything except print. So all of the big like office combo units are substantially more expensive because they do a bunch of different shit that I don't need it to do. I just need it to print on vinyl. What?
Is that a tank printer too?
No, it's a laser. It's a laser, so it takes toner.
Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, even better.
Yeah, toner cartridges. So I got this. The resolution is unreal, and I'm really upset at myself that I have been using inkjet printers to do color when you can get the kind of resolution that you can get out of a laser printer. I don't know. It's a discussion for another night. We need a new label printer. So I got the ArcScan 2054A. It's LAN. You can use it on Ethernet. It takes standard 4x6 labels. And last but not least, and this is my closing thought, you guys, did you know that you can still get TV over the air? Because that's pretty crazy. I plugged this into a TV, and now I get like 30 local channels for free, and it's super dope. So I grabbed that, and I've been watching Dr. Phil, and it's been a good time. That's what's on the, like, you know, one of the channels that you get. It's like that or the weather. But it's cool. It's really cool that you can still get TV over the air. And I think that's the last thing on my list. Oh my God. So yeah, I tried to keep it to tools. unlike some people.
I match your label printer with my label printer.
Everything that you said isn't a tool that I showed. Like, what was in a tool that I showed?
So I shared mine already.
That was crazy.
Some people were talking in chat about dust collection. And one thing I picked up recently is called the Dust Deputy. And you buy like a 5-gallon Homer bucket and cut a hole in the lid. And it's a cyclone filter. So you bolt it to the lid of that and you plug your shop vac into it. And it helps with like burning through filters and bags because the cyclone action, like a Dyson, it sends everything out and then it drops into the bucket. And then mostly clean air goes into your shop vac. So all the sawdust or debris, or even like when you're engraving metal, all that metal powder, that stuff will get separated out and you don't have to worry about burning through a bunch of filters. So that's
dope.
It's an option for people that don't want to spend big money on like a big dust collection system. This thing cost me, I think, $33 at Menards, and you can buy them on Amazon too. And it just bolts to a $3 bucket and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'll definitely have to grab that because I'm definitely using the shop vac for dust collection. I'm not getting like a dust collection system. They're way too expensive, and I don't have anywhere to put it. So
I've just been hooking this up to a hose and going nuts.
Getting high.
So that's my list. I hope you guys got some value out of it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Laser Source podcast. Remember, if you need a sublimation printer or any variety of presses, you can go check those out over at Johnson Plastics Plus, the sponsor of today's podcast. They are really expensive, but they're really nice. So you can check those out. I would mention the coupon code, but you can't use that for equipment, which is a bummer. Most equipment anyway, asterisk. But you can check on their website.
A lot of the stuff that's equipment wise does come with extras that you wouldn't get if you bought stuff off Amazon.
That's true. So,
and you also get lifetime assistance with it, like installing stuff. Somebody who's like just nervous about that kind of stuff. And like you also get, like, I know with the sublimation printer right there, you get $100 in JP Plus bucks, which is pretty dope too. So
we did once on a live, like, compare Amazon's pricings to Johnson Plastics Plus, and they matched. Yeah. But then Johnson Plastics Plus gave you extra incentives over it that you didn't get included in the sticker price from Amazon. So it's definitely worth checking out. You're not usually paying a premium to shop over there. And for everything not equipment related, you do have a 15% off coupon. It's YLRZDF. And you can find that down in the description, and just double check and make sure it hasn't changed since this video was recorded. As far as stuff goes, Anthony, you said you had a new episode coming out soonish, or you have to edit voiceover or something. What are you working on?
Voiceover work on it's just like a simple rotary video. There were some questions about that on Discord, and instead of typing out like a mile-long answer, I kind of came up with a slideshow I'm trying to do a voiceover on, shoot some
word
for. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. I just got to catch up on some projects.
Keep an eye out for that over at Beam It Up Laser Works on YouTube. Yeah, yes, Beam It Up Laser Works on YouTube. Kyle has some interesting stuff coming out soon, which I won't say anything else about, but you guys will be seeing more of Kyle on the channel soon. And Matt's just fucked off in a hurricane and died.
Yeah. No, I actually have 6 months worth of pre-recorded things that Alex has never edited and doesn't know where they are.
I don't. Absolutely accurate.
I uploaded them and he was just like, "Where's that video of this?" And I was like, "It was in the thing that you deleted probably." He's like, "What about this video?" Bunny's saying don't buy anything until Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Super valid. We're so close now. You may as well just wait. Yeah, but this is one thing too. I would love to learn about print stickers. So yeah, I will totally talk about that. I'm really good at it now, and my stickers are dope. So we will really definitely talk about that. Like making the stickers in AI too. Yeah, I'm actually, dude, I've been using, so I'm on like month 2 of full-time Inkscape, and no regrets, actually. I'm getting really good at that also. So we'll talk more about that in a future episode. For now, go watch my new ASMR episodes. There's 2 of them. One about burning a hole in your lens clap. Lens clap is what you get when you burn a hole through your lens cap.
It burns.
And then we've got another one where I make an acrylic sign and destroy it in one fell swoop. So if you're interested in either of those things, I've really enjoyed this kind of new episode style. It's much faster to edit, and I personally think it's more enjoyable to shoot and more enjoyable to watch. Let me know what you think of it. Leave a comment on those videos. Leave a comment on this one after the stream is over. I think that's all I've got. I'm way over time, and everybody, including you guys and us, have to leave. So unless I'm forgetting anything, fellas.
Don't you have another video coming out too on Michael's channel?
Yeah, he's doing like a spooky Halloween thing. And I talk about how I almost died. So if you want to check that out, head over to Laser Engraving 911. Anthony's on it too. And I think that's it. Support us, masters.lasereverything.net, or any of the other ways that you can over at lasereverything.net/support. That's all I've got, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And we will see you in the next one. Good night, everybody.
See you guys.